attempting to join, or will be joining during quali. But yeah, looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's going to be action packed to say the least. Elite wasn't here last week here in Spain, so a lot of drivers got maybe a bit more of a free pass than usual. From our current division leader here in Division 2. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do about Monaco. But anybody can have a game plan. Anybody can have a tactic here in Monaco. It just all depends on if you keep that nose clean. If that wing doesn't get damaged the entire race, you're easily probably top 5, depending on everybody else. But it's so key and crucial to not get damage around here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you've just said it perfectly, hit the nail on the head. Everyone's got a plan until you hit the wall.
Yeah.
As we found out last season, someone turned one in a Red Bull, met the wall, and a black Mercedes. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the Red Bulls showed pace early on in sort of pre-season and testing, and it's not quite worked out for them. So we'll be seeing now Storm and Skeefy see if they can finally get their seasons going, because of course they were Skeefy was of course championship contender last season, so we'll be wanting to get his campaign up and running.
Yeah.
And of course our champion Island will be wanting to try and close the gap to the front too.
Yeah, I have a question to myself though. Why do I still commentate with you? All I get is digs. all I get is abuse. But like you said to me, let me just mention this, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the burp there, but let me just mention this, ladies and gentlemen, beforehand, right? Mr. Massey thought it'd be a great idea, right? Oh, it must be really good coming in the commentary booth with a champion who's actually won a European race night. I hate you. I hate you so much, you know. I actually hate you. But we've just got to get all the drivers in the lobby currently. We're just waiting for them to ready up. They are readying up currently, so we've just got the countdown clock going right now. So we'll get down there and get trackside for qualifying. But just beforehand, we just want to mention, ladies and gentlemen, that we heard the sad news today that ERN Menage's father passed away here today. And for many drivers out there, Menage is a very, very good friend of many, many drivers in European race night. We want to just send all of our love out there. We hope that you're doing well. We hope that you bounce back from this and we get to see you again, obviously, in European race night. A lot of drivers out there running black helmets tonight for this. So we're with you, Menage, and we hope to see you back on the grid shortly.
Yeah, definitely. Just echoing what Dame said there. We've known Menage since pretty much when Division 3 first began a couple of seasons ago. And he's been pretty much part of the family here at ERN. So yeah, love and thoughts and prayers out to Mr. Menage and his family. Sad news, wouldn't wish that on anybody. So yeah, a few drivers got the black helmets go in. We've seen a few drivers put the number 78, which is Menage's race number. So yeah, great respect shown from all the drivers in the ERN family.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see. Once again, Menage, we hope to see you back on the track at some point. Come back when you're ready, buddy. We'll see you then. Well, let's get back down, ladies and gentlemen, to a trackside where qualifying is beginning here for Division 2, and we'll have to see what happens here tonight in Division 2. I mean, it's looking dry out there for now. We'll have to find out what a race report is for the weather. All dry. Oh, no, never mind. I already have one. All dry for the race. It looks like, so that is good for Monaco. I mean, I couldn't imagine it being wet in Monaco. I mean, Monaco's bad enough, Massey. Imagine it being wet.
That will be music to their ears. Having to drive this track, like you said, in the dry is tough enough. But add a bit of rain to it, and that's my idea of hell.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, I think there's a Williams was the first guy out there, and that was Chungus who was the first person out there, and invalidated before he even got to turn 1, so that's always fantastic to see. I mean, we saw a lot of invalidations yesterday in Division 1, especially on their qualifying laps, so we'll have to see what happens here today, but Chungus called on the medium compounder tyres, so has Neo in the pits too. A lot of people starting to get their outlaps underway. But the mediums, I mean, would you start on the mediums, Massey? Personally, I wouldn't, because the soft medium is quick enough to do on the one-stop strategy. And I know, obviously, track position is crucial, so the mediums, for me, wouldn't be the best idea. You are pretty much banking on the safety car for your pit strategy.
Yeah, no, I agree. For me, track position is absolutely key at the start. You don't want to be sort of towards the back at the start, starting on medium tyres on the slower tyre to begin with, because although you'll be quicker after 4 or 5 laps, you need over a second worth of pace advantage really to make a move, or you need elbows as wide as Fin2 Racing, love you Finn, to be making some moves.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be starting on the softs all day for me, but then again, these guys are a lot quicker and a lot more knowledgeable of this game than I am, so.
yeah, sorry, I was just sending a message. There we go. Right, sent that message. Chungus is currently our first person on a flying lap. So let's see how he does, ladies and gentlemen, as we ride on board with him as he comes to the end of Sector 1. Can he get it done nicely, especially through the hotel hairpin? He's got a Ferrari up ahead of him here. So let's see how he's able to do with this. He gets the nice rotation out and gets through into the corner nicely there as we approach the tunnel. Famous area here where Senna crashed, if I remember correctly. Was it 1990? I believe it was, where Senna crashed in that McLaren after leading the race absolutely massively against Alain Prost all those years ago. Ooh, a big slide there for Chungus as he tries to get the power down and just couldn't get it out of that chicane as we now head through swimming pool into 6th gear. Gets the purple middle sector over that curb. That curb can really throw it, as you can see there. Coming up against his teammate, goes a bit deep into Raskas, touches the barrier and backs out of that one. Gets end plate damage off that one too, so he backs out of that lap, unfortunately for him. And we'll have to find another guy to go on to finish their lap, and I think it is of the Renault, and it is of Brent. Let's see what Brent's going to do here. He'll be our first man to set a time. He's just gone through the last corner, comes to the line. He does a 10.3. Is our first time today. There's a Williams behind him too, and that is of Kilbro. Kilbro goes second with a 10.7. So the times are starting to come in. There's another racing point about to cross the line. That's Elite of a 9.6, already taking the fight to the top of the table. Is Elite. The next car is going to be a Red Bull. The Red Bull of ERN Storm with a 9.8 comes in second. Then it's Neo splitting them two with a 9.843. 3,000
on the mediums as well.
Yeah, 3,000ths of a second separate him and Storm, and he is on the medium and compounder tyre. That is a huge lap there for Neo, and McLaren's about to come across the line. That's NRC Island. He does a 10.5. Steve goes top of the times by 0.6 of a second and beats Elite with a 9 flat. BC Legends comes across the line and does a 9.7. Anthem and the other Mercedes does a 9.7 also. Times coming thick and fast. The McLaren of Reckless came across the line, but that was an invalidated lap time, so he won't be getting that one in. I think Edgy was about to come across the line there too, but I'm not too sure. Was it Edgy? He invalidated, so it doesn't matter. So he invalidated that run. Mike's just started his flying lap. Ramos and Reckless, they both invalidated their first attempt. So did Speedy. So we'll have to see who is the next man. I think that was Christoph there with a 10.5 has gone into that pack too.
Yeah, what a lap from Neo that is on the mediums, but Steve, the Haas is showing his pace around Monaco. What a lap, and Schoof ahead of Elite as well now on his second lap on the softs. Brilliant.
Look how close that is. Look how close between Elite and Schoof. 1,000th of a second separate Schoof and Elite. A 6.89 for Schoof and a 6.90 for Elite. So close. Speedy comes across the line. He does an 11.1. He's really been struggling, Speedy, in his practice sessions. So it'll be interesting to see where he actually manages to stick it on track here today. Mike's invalidated his attempt. Ramos is still going. Reckless is about to come across the line in the other McLaren. Let's see where Reckless is going to put it. He puts it P9 just ahead of his teammate with a 10.4. And I think Edgy... Is it Edgy?
Edgy does a 10.4 as well.
Edgy does do a 10.4. He goes 10th place, splitting the McLarens currently, so that's good for him. Mike's going for another run. Ramos puts himself into P9 with a 10.3. So, interesting qualifying so far with the first runs, Matty.
Yeah, that's going to wake Elite up. Obviously, a week off. Maybe he's got a bit of race rust. Obviously, we sort of come into every qualifying session sort of expecting a Hamilton-esque performance from Elite now, and he's got a bit of work to do. Obviously, Schoof ahead of him. Neo, if he goes out on the softs, looks like he's got plenty of pace if he can do a 109.8 on the mediums. So, yeah, I'd say qualifying is key. It's all about the positioning. Yeah, it's going to be interesting this next set of runs as we're seeing a few cars jump out of the pits again now.
Yeah, Chungus Ghost just got a purple Sector 1 in that Williams at the bottom of the table. Not set a time yet. Only 4 drivers not setting a time. He's got that chicane absolutely spot on there by the looks of it. So let's see what he is going to do here throughout the swimming pool section. Can he get the turn in? Nice, gets a purple middle sector. It's all down to the final corners. Oh, clips that barrier. Don't know if he got wing damage from it. I don't think he does. So that was very, very lucky indeed. Let's see where he's going to put it. Oh, gets it all wrong on the exit there. The final corner, nearly sliding out of control. Chungus goes P2 with a 9-1. So just those little mistakes costing provisional pole there. But we are still very, very early into this qualifying session.
Yeah, it looks like that little loss of traction on the exit of the final corner may have cost him provisional pole. But yeah, he was balls to the walls on that lap. That was that was entertaining, and that was just a qualifying lap.
Yeah, definitely. So Skeefy, the only man out there, I think currently, unless drivers behind him have started the lap, he will be the first person to cross the line next. He's currently in the Red Bull in 18th place, not set the time as of yet. I mean, that hairpin, the hotel hairpin, you've got to be so careful on that throttle, because if you don't use any throttle, you go too slow. But if you use too much throttle, you're in the barrier. You've got to be so precise with your throttle adjustments through that corner just to get it spun round quickly and as quickly as you can. It can really be a pain for some drivers. Ooh, as he gets that curb there. Ooh, and then he tries to put the power down. Back end slides massively there through that chicane as he heads towards swimming pool. Let's see how he's going to deal here with this section as we now storm towards Raskas. Oh, a big save for Skeefy. Saves another slide. And that car, that Red Bull, does not look happy right now with Skeefy. He really is fighting that car through every single corner, and he does a 12-1. He will not be happy with that one, Skeefy, and he'll be having a little word with his Red Bull mechanics about that car.
Yeah, I don't know about Tokyo Drift. This is Monte Carlo Drift. That was
Elite's about to cross the line. He's 4 tenths up. Is Elite? Where's Elite put it? He puts it second. Look at once again, 100ths of a second separate Elite and Steve. A 9-4 for Elite and a 9-3 for Steve. Look how close that is between them two. Neo put himself up there too in 4th place with a 9-2. So we'll have to see what all the other drivers are going to do. Steve is currently on the lap. He's currently down at the hotel hairpin. Sissy Bros is about to come round the final corner. Let's see where he's going to put it in the Alfa Romeo. He's in 18th, not set the time yet. Puts it P13 with a 10-3. Next car coming across the line by the looks of it is a Mercedes. And it is that of BC Legends. Yes, it is. He's just starting his flying lap by the looks of it. One of the Racing Points is next. It's not Kilbro.
If Steve keeps this lap together, he's going to smash into the 108s. He's on one hell of a lap.
We'll have to see what he does. He's currently down at Raskas. We'll go on board with Steve here into the final corner. Let's see how he's going to deal. Can he put this Haas on provisional pole in these second runs? Let's see. Crosses the line. It's an 8-7. He's not only just got into the 8s, he smashed the 8s and absolutely put that car in a beautiful, beautiful position there. Puts that on provisional pole by 3 tenths of a second. And we're not even in the final runs yet here in Division 2.
What a lap. I was following his lap and it was just so precise. The lap looked perfect. He lost a little bit of time in the last sector from what I saw, just from putting the traction down. So he probably even got another 10th in that lap, and he'll probably say so himself. All the top drivers think they've got another 10th or 2. Yeah, cracking lap from Steve. The hunt is on. Of course, the lead back in the pits. Chungus is now on his out lap.
Schuf improves, goes to 9-2, puts himself into P5. I mean, that lap was absolutely insane there from Steve. It really, really was. Speedy's currently on the lap. Mike is also on the lap just behind Speedy. Chungus has just started his next flying lap. I mean, we're not even on our last runs yet, and I wonder if Steve can do an 8.5. I wonder if that is possible here.
I mean, he probably got another 10th or 2. Like I said, he'll probably say himself that all the drivers will think they've got time. Elite will obviously think he's got time. Neo probably knows he's got time from being the king of Monaco.
Speedy getting it all wrong there on the exit of the swimming pool and heading into the chicane. Gets it all wrong again at Raskas. So he is another one of those drivers at the minute who is just not happy with the setup and the balance, because it's so hard. Especially if you're running 11-11 wings, which you can do here because there's not really a need because of any straights. But 11-11 wings, it makes the car so unbalanced at the same time, because the back of the car and the front of the car are so high in downforce that it really throws the car. Ooh, Chungus goes deep into Raskas again, and he had a purple middle sector there, so he was on another good flying lap. And he puts it in the wall, so he's going to stay third. He's going to need another run, but the car can be so off balance sometimes that these drivers are going to struggle with some of those low speed corners.
Yes, for me, the way I sort of look at this track is it's like driving a different game. You know, you're either good at this one or you're not. It's not like, I think you can use all the setups in the world. You know, you've either got it or you haven't around Monaco.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, some people absolutely adore this track. It shouldn't be removed from the game, etc., etc. BC Legends and Christoph getting all the way there with Speedy, which is good to not Speedy, Skeefy, which is good to see. Mr. Skiback. Let's see if he's going to be doing any ski backs here today. We've seen him over this season so far, Massey. He really loves that switchback maneuver, does Skeefy this season, so we'll have to see what he is able to do today. He's a 10th and a half up on his time currently as he heads down to the Hotel Hairpin. He's got a lot of ground to make up though. He's got a 12-1 so far, so there'll be a couple of corners that time is literally going to drag down.
Yeah, he'll need to make a few moves during the race, will Mr. Skiback. I'm just watching Elite now. He's about to come around Sector 1. Oh no, he's already gone past Sector 1, I think. I didn't see his delta time, but he is looking on it. He is pushing to see if he can close. I mean, we're not used to saying this, but Elite needs to close a mammoth gap to try and keep this pole run going.
Yeah, this is looking a very tidy lap here from Skeefy. So to interrupt there, Massey's coming around the final corner. Now DRS enabled. Let's see where Skeefy is going to put it. He puts himself into 14 for 10-3. So he clearly, it just does not like Monaco whatsoever. But as you said, Elite currently on a lap. Let's see where he's going to put it here. Can he challenge Neo and Steve ahead of him? Is he able to? He puts it on provisional pole with an 8.5, and he absolutely smashes Steve's time. Puts it up there with an 8.5, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Division 2 is all about. Can Steve, can Neo, can Chungus do anything about that time and try and take it to Elite in these final runs?
Neo's done a 108.8 on his lap. I was watching that from Elite. He was a 10th and a half up after the final two sectors. So that last sector must have been phenomenal to get half a second on his original time. And I mean, we say it all the time, but take a bow.
That last sector, Massey, must have been absolutely pinpoint perfect for him to do that. The Presto was literally just said in the chat, that would have been Division 1 top 5, that lap from Elite.
Yeah. Having said that, it was just, I mean, it was a 10th and a half up on his, so running roughly similar to what Steve was doing at that point in the lap. And I said it looked like in the last sector Steve may have lost a 10th or two. I mean, that could potentially be the difference if Steve does go out again.
Legends puts himself P6 with a 9.4 there, which is good to see. Mike is currently down in Sector 2. Let's see what he's able to do. He clinches the barrier, and that's going to be definitely an end plate damage from Mike. Oh, 2 end plate damages. It gets worse for Mike. He hits the inside barrier, then the outside on the exit. Has 2 end plate damages and still is going for the lap. So fair credit to him here. He's still going for that lap, and I think that was Brent who's just put himself into P4. Mike goes with a 10-3, puts himself into P14. Brent puts himself into P4 with an 8-9. Chungus is currently flying down now. He's in Sector 3. Is he able to challenge anybody inside of this top 5? He's done a 9-1 so far in that Williams. Is he able to gain any time out of these last 2 corners? Let's see. He's got DRS enabled now, ladies and gentlemen. Heading towards the line. Let's see what he's going to do. Does he improve? He's just over by half a 10th on his time, so he was pretty much even, but unfortunately not enough to improve him at all there. So a big shame there for Chungus. So he's got to hope that nobody goes quicker than him below him and try and keep P5 there.
Yeah, I've just noticed Steve is now out, so the final round of this boxing match between Elite and Steve is about to start. Let's see if Steve can do anything about, I mean, a 108.5. I mean, it's almost unthinkable that Steve is gonna go quicker than that in Division 2, but we've said it before, this Division 2 is pretty much just an extension of Division 1.
Edgy getting it all wrong out with the chicane and nearly hitting the back of Anthem. As Anthem tried to let him pass, but he got it that wrong coming out with the chicane, did Edgy. Then he nearly went straight into the back of him, so that was very close between them. Brent's retired, he's retired in the pits. These top 3 now of Elite, Steve and Neo are all on outlap, so we'll have to see what they are able to do. Chungus comes into the pit. Shoof has invalidated his attempt there at that lap. Anthem is just starting his final lap. Storm is trying to let people pass by the looks of it. Not 100% sure. He sees Shoof coming.
Yeah, just noticed as well, I don't know how you approach your qualifying laps, but Neo is following Elite round. Would you, on your qualifying laps, would you follow one of the quicker guys around, or would you... Oh, he's backed up actually now, but do you tend to think if you can follow one of the quick guys, does that give you incentive to... If you think you're closing the gap, there's a quicker lap, or do you prefer the clean open track?
It depends, as Island just comes across the line, gets 9th with a 9-4 odd Division 2 champion from last season. Storm has just started his flying lap, so has Skeefy. But to answer your question there, Massey, yes and no. It would have to depend what track it is. Round here, no. I'd want the clean air, and I want to go as quickly as I possibly can without worrying of getting in anybody's way. I'd want the clean air in front of me, no dirty air to follow. Steven validates his attempt at that lap, by the way. So he might just have enough time to get round and maybe go for another lap. But, oh, as he hits the wall, so that'll give him wing damage. No, it hasn't. How has he not got wing... Cody is the most inconsistent people out there. It's unbelievable. It really, really is. But... if it was somewhere like Italy or Spa, I'd want to follow a car maybe in down the straights, like, because obviously the slipstream is so powerful at those circuits. It literally just had to depend on what circuit it is. But round here, not a chance, Massey. I'd want the clean air, and I'd want not my tyres to be burning and dying every time.
Elite is up on his lap. Elite is going faster.
He is going faster.
Oh, Neo's up.
Oh, they're both up. Oh, Elite gets it all wrong. He puts it in the barrier on the exit of the final corner.
What's Neo going to do? He's 3/10 up.
Let's see what Neo's going to do. Is he able to challenge Elite? Elite's there, stricken as he comes across the line. Neo gets pole position by 0.002 of a second. Absolutely insane. That cost Elite pole position as Elite was on his, was dying going across the line. He was limping across the line. Neo takes pole position right in front of him and says, "Have that, sunshine. I'll take this one." What a lap there by Neo. 0.002 of a second separate him and Elite at the top, and wow.
The Hungarian rocket versus the Scottish missile. Turn one's going to be interesting. What a lap. Neo's effort. Finally, someone topples Elite in qualifying, and yeah, Neo is the man to take it to him around the tricky streets of Monte Carlo.
Hey, I can't get over that.
Wow.
Look how close that is between them two, both with an 8.5 and 0.002 of a second separating. Neo with a 5.28 and Elite with a 5.3 dead. So that is so close. Steve right behind him by 0.2 with an 8.7. I wonder what he could have done if he didn't invalidate. Same with Elite. Elite was on a very, very good lap time, as you were saying, and then he got it all wrong in that final corner, hitting the barrier and losing his wing. So he got it all wrong. So two people there that could have challenged for pole position just got it wrong, and Neo was the man to step up there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, Steve looked like he had a 10th or two, which would have put him right there with Neo and Elite from what I saw on his lap. I mean, those three were just on absolute fire today. The entire division, I mean, you look at the times, I mean, I can't get close to those low 109s when I qualify, and a low 109 is only 6th and 7th place. It just shows again, and I feel like we repeat ourselves every week, but just shows how competitive Division 2 is. You know, we know the speed that Speedy has from when he was battling us and from when he was in Division 1 last season. He's down in 19th.
Yeah.
So from the top to the bottom, it's just a joy to watch these guys because they're just immensely talented.
Yeah, it literally is one of them. As well, like we mentioned before, Massey, if it's either you love or you hate this track. And there's clearly some drivers that are clearly going to hate it. But let's give you guys a quick rundown. Neo on pole position by 0.002 of a second to Elite in second place. Steve in third. Outside of the top three is as follows. It goes Brent, Chunga, Shoof, Ramos, Legends, Storm, and NRC Island wrapping up that top 10. Outside of the top 10 is as follows of Skeefy, Edgy, Anthem, Kilbro, Reckless, Christoph, Mike, Sissy Bros, and Speedy. Starting at the back of the grid. Massey, would you be able to just give Mr. Speedy an invite? He left the session.
Yeah, 1 second.
Thank you, good sir.
I don't know if DRL Sparks has joined, just asked for an invite, but I've only just seen it. That might be too late.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are here for European Race Night Division 2 here on the streets of Monte Carlo. The glitz and the glamour of the calendar for the season. It's going to be very interesting to see what's happened. We've had an outstanding qualifying here today by 2,000 seconds separating the top 2 and the top 3 and the top 5 are all close together. 3 twisty, long and hard sectors here for Monaco, going through all the towns, glitz and glamour down at the harbour and the casino square. We'll have to see how the cars are able to deal with that here today. But we'll have to see, because all you got to do is damage your wing and you are in a very, very bad position. Will the safety car be involved today? Well, that's something that we are going to have to find out in this, in the next 90 minutes, I think it is. It's around that, something like that. We are here for European Race Night Division 2, and it's live. But what is going to happen here, Massey? What are your predictions, good sir?
I mean, I think turn one's going to be key. If Neo can get into turn one first, then it's his race to control. If Elite can get into turn one first, then we could be set for another Elite show. So, yeah, I mean, those top 3 look like they're on rails around here, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
But again, we saw Elite make a mistake on his final lap in qualifying, and that could be curtains in the race, and all of a sudden it flips it on its head. So I'm expecting chaos, carnage, a safety car at some point. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Neo get a win. Obviously now in Division 2. Just to try and so we can get someone to take it to Elite in the race. We've obviously seen the likes of Ireland and Legend taking to him early in the season. But again, there's some guys starting further back that if they time the pit stops right with the safety cars, then there's plenty of positions to be gained. And once you've got that track position, again, you're in the money seat.
Speedy, don't worry, by the way, you are on the list. I've just checked the race director because he logged out, didn't he? He's in the race director. You're starting on mediums, good sir, just to let you know. The game is putting you on mediums, so just to let you know there in advance. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed to see what happens here today. Monaco, it throws up all of those different sections, those different incidents that can happen here in Monaco. I mean, the glitz and the glamour, they like a party, Massey. They don't like a boring race, so we'll have to see what happens. But it is a difficult track to overtake on. It literally depends who gets into turn one ahead, and that is going to be the crucial part at the start, and how many positions you can make up before turn one. It's not going to be many, but if you can make any, that's going to be critical. Also with safety cars, Massey, I mean, would you box under a safety car? Unless if you've already pitted already. I doubt it, because track position is so huge here. There's so many parts to play in this track. It's going to be very, very difficult for some drivers to make the right call and maybe even get the wrong call today.
Yeah, I mean, for me, once I've made my one stop, if there's a safety car coming out, if my tyres are going to last, I want that track position. If you lose 2 or 3 positions in the pits, you're not going to get all 2 or 3 of those back. You might get one of those back if you've got fresh tyres, but you've got to try and overtake 3 cars around the toughest track to overtake. You'll arguably lose more places than that if you pit and other people stay out. And with everyone being so close, your opportunities are going to be even tougher to overtake. So yeah, I wouldn't be risking my track position. This is the one track where I would not risk it, not for a biscuit. I'd be staying out.
Yeah, it is a very, very difficult track. I mean, what were your predictions again, Massey? Sorry, I was looking at something when you said it. I do apologise. I don't really listen to you anyway, to be perfectly honest with you.
Let's have a look at the top 10 who we got. So I'm going to throw it there then. I'm going to go with Steve Neo, because I just think Steve looked like he had more pace in his pocket, and if he can get an undercut, then he could be right there. So I'm going to go with Steve Neo, and I just have a feeling, just call it a hunch, call it a commentator's curse, that based on what we saw in qualifying, that Elite may make a mistake in this race. Hopefully he's listening, because I do like a good little jostle with Elite. But yeah, so I'm going to go with Steve Neo and Chungus as my top three.
Ooh.
I could be completely wrong, but Steve,
Yeah,
Neo, and
yeah.
Chungus.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Neo. I think Neo will get ahead into turn one, and he will maintain that. I think personally. I think Steve, if he can get past Elite, will get second. But like we say though, we can make these predictions all we want though, Massey. It literally just does depend who gets wing damage or not. And third. Who do I want third? I'll go. You know what? I'm gonna go with another. You went for a wild card as third, so I'll go for another wild card. I'll go for Ramos in third place.
Yeah, it's on P7. It would be one hell of a drive to get onto the podium with tough overtaking, but as we know, anything can happen around Monte Carlo. One wrong place safety car, and then it makes people think: do I pit? Like you said before, do I pit? Do I stay out? Do I cost positions but have fresh tyres to attack? It becomes a lottery at that point.
Yeah, it really, really does. As the guys are getting ready for their formation laps here today, Neo leads us away as Elite tries to overtake him straight away off the start, maybe letting him know. Maybe, Elite already starting mind games here, saying this is what's going to happen, I hope you know it. But I don't think Neo is going to be phased at that. But let's have a quick look, ladies and gentlemen, at the drivers' standings going into this race. The drivers' standings here of Elite at the top of the table with 108 points. BCT Legends in second with 89 points. NRC Island is third. The current Division 2 champion from last season in third. So he's had a consistent season to keep him in those places. 63 points is for him. And Skeefy and Mike in fourth and fifth with 45 and 31. But the rest of the driver standings is there. But Neo, the guy who sat on pole position with 23 points, this could be a huge amount of points for him right now. Same with Steve, who is in third. Big points for those two if they can come home and get the positions that they're in.
Yeah, definitely. There's Elite and Steve. I'm guessing they've had to come in together on the formation lap. I didn't see it, but they've. That's going to put Elite on the. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting now because of course Brent's going to be starting right behind Elite. So if Elite gets a bad start, that's now going to cost Brent off the start. I mean, we could see some chaos at turn one here if Elite and Steve don't get off the line very well. But yeah, we say it all the time. Obviously, these guys are a lot more skilled than myself. But just leave the space. Don't ride people's gearboxes. This is a PG content. We don't need people riding each other. And yeah, it looks like whether it's Elite that's caused Steve or Steve that's hit Elite, all it does is affect each other. So all the time you have to leave the space.
As you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, the Constructors is close at the top two. Racing Point with 124, Mercedes with 114. So all the Constructors there has been able to see while Massey was gabbering on, as he always does. But we're here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, lad, don't worry about it. But we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get racing here in Monaco, and the timing screens have already gone insane, which is always good, but the lights are going green. Let's see what's going to happen here for European Race Night Division 2 here in Monte Carlo. It's lights out, and away we go. Neo gets a fantastic start here. He really does. Already has a little bit of a gap there to Elite. Elite hits the barrier. Elite hits the barrier straight off the start there. That's crucial. There's a car around, and that is a Ramos. It is a Ramos. The Haas has been spun around in a safety car already. A 5-second time penalty for Mike for a collision with NRC Island also. So absolutely critical right at the start. And what has happened there to Ramos? You saw that Haas at the back was just absolutely stranded and absolute chaos there right at the start.
I'm trying to say, I don't think Elite's got any damage. I think he may have got away with that one, but he gave the wall a good old whack on the exit of turn one. Of course, we saw Ramos unfortunately facing the wrong way, going up the hill, so I didn't see what happened there. But yeah, perfect start for Neo. Elite's now got some time to try and get some warmth into his tyres. Steve, with his cold tyres, did not get away very well. He's been done by Chungus and Brent.
Yeah.
So Chungus now up to P3.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the cars, trying to see if any drivers have damage off the first lap. Beastie Legends is all okay. What's the two Red Bulls looking like? Storm looks okay. What does Skeefy? Skeefy looks fine, so both Red Bulls got out of that unscathed. Elite does have damage. He pitted. Elite
Oh, okay.
must have had damage.
Anthem does as well.
So does Anthem, so we'll have to see what happens with those. Anthem has big damage, so does NRC Island. Christoph comes in. Does Mike come in? Mike comes in. Reckless stays out, so he must be okay. Where Speedy comes in too, so Speedy must have had damage also. And Ramos, of course, having damage after the turn 1 incident. But a lot of drivers there. There's 6 drivers. No, 8 drivers should have said. No, 7. I'm crap at maths. 7 drivers there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm basing it off 20 drivers, and we only have 19, so that's the issue. But 7 drivers there, all coming into the pits, and a chaotic start to this Monte Carlo Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the likes of Elite and Anthem make their way through the field when they've had not so great starts, or when they've been put back in the field due to whether it's been a 2-stopper or a pit stop that puts them behind the alternate strategy. But this will be a lot tougher for them guys that are used to be running near the front to make their way back through. This puts a huge span in the works. Elite, I've noticed, has gone onto hard tyres. So big ass to make him go 37 laps, 38 laps. I imagine he'll be stopping again.
From lap 1.
Oh, they do?
They do go to the end. The tyre wear, weirdly, Mass, if you do a full race, the tyre wear with mediums isn't actually that bad. The mediums are only around 40 to 50% at the end of the race, even pitting at lap 10. So they go quite a distance in themselves with the medium compound tyres. But the hards will definitely make it to the end if that's what the mediums are like from lap 10. So the hards are a good strategy there, because if you get ahead of somebody who's going to pit under maybe another safety car, you're going to stay ahead of them to the end, because you're going to be on that track to the end of the race.
I mean, it'd be an impressive drive. I mean, obviously everyone behind him, apart from I think Christoph and Speed, went onto hards, but everyone else went onto mediums. Ramos as well. So we've now got 3 different sets of strategies. I mean, I guess we'll ask you again now. So with everything that's happened, what are you thinking now? What are you thinking for top 3 now that we've lost one of our race contenders?
I think Neo still trying to get that win, get that victory. Steve is still in a decent position. He's only dropped back 2 places. But you got to remember, these guys are still yet to pit, and those guys behind on those hard compound tyres, like Elite, like Christoph and Speedy back there, they're not going to pit again. The mediums may have to pit again, but once again, it's all down to safety cars, as Elite and Anthem are overtaking each other further back. So I don't know what's happening between them two. Maybe trying to give some places back, I don't know. But Elite's in AI, and so is Island. So I'm not 100% on that one. But it all plays down to if there's another safety car, and to be perfectly honest with you, I think there will be.
Yeah, I mean, depending on when the safety car is, Skeefy potentially is in a cracking position if the safety car comes out later on in the race as the leading medium runner. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different stories and different outcomes that can happen now with 3 different strategies on the go. Just going back to Elite and Anthem, I think there was a big sort of almost a pilot coming into that right-hander, so the likes of Elite and Anthem had to slam on the brakes as there was about 3 cars that were slowing down in front of them. Yeah, thankfully no one ran into the back of each other, no penalties, no more wing damage. Yeah. This is going to be already. I can feel this is going to be one hell of an entertaining race, because we're going to see some people needing to make moves.
What a launch Neo got, by the way, off that safety car restart. Look at Brent. Brent is so far behind. I don't think Brent expected that safety car restart. Look at the launch that Neo got. He's already past Casino, while the rest of the drivers are still coming up the hill. That was a fantastic safety car restart there for Neo.
I'm not gonna lie, it caught me off guard as well. I didn't know it was coming in. Yeah, it's such a good start that he caught me off guard.
A great start there for Neo, pulling out a 1.2 second gap already to the car behind of Chungus. There's Elite now, who is trying to get past Sissy Bros ahead of him, and Edgy gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Steve is 2 seconds behind Shoof. He's another driver who will be looking to try and get some kind of move here on Shoof, and he looks like he's actually got a really good exit here, but there's no place to get past going towards swimming pool, so you'll have to be careful and try and get that move done. Mike and Speedy, though, them two are battling further down the back. I'm not 100% what's happening here. These two are battling also. Mike has managed to stay ahead of him, so we'll have to see what happens with that fight later on. But the main person at this moment in time to look at is Steve, as Neo sets the fastest lap of the race with a 12.5 so far in this race. But Steve is certainly looking mighty here. Oh, as the rear end goes, slides into the barrier, doesn't have any wing damage, but he's struggling with traction. This is going to put Beastie Legends all over the back of him now. Look how close Legends is. He smells blood in the water. He smells an opportunity here after Steve's little slide. We've got to see how this goes. Steve is certainly struggling a little bit there with rear end grip, but certainly something I have noticed while practicing this one for my own race on Wednesday, Massey, is the mediums are so much better than the softs. The softs around here are absolutely dreadful for the first 10 laps. Once you come off them, you're fine. You're all okay. Oh, Elite and Sissy Bros, they're in the barriers. Did Elite go for a move on Sissy Bros? I'm not 100% sure. It's caused the car park there at the hairpin, but Elite has got wing damage. So does Sissy Bros, I think. But from what I've heard, Sissy Bros does have connection issues, so we'll have to see. But yeah, there's wing damage there for Sissy Bros as Christoph is defending there from Mike further back, but Shu still all over the back of Brent in 4th place currently and looking to try and get past it. That car just sliding out of the exit there.
Yep, I've sent Sissy Bros a message because I'm guessing what's happened is potentially Sissy Bros has lagged in front of Elite there, and oh yeah, that's such a shame for Elite if he's connected with a lagged car, because that's of course. Yes, Sissy Bros was having the race. Yeah, I sent him. It's unfortunate, Sissy Bros. I know obviously you're trying to get your connection sorted, but yeah, it looks like that lag may have caused an issue for Elite, which is a shame for him. But yeah, I'll let you get back to the front.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Brent has now fallen off 4 seconds off the two guys in front of Chungus and Neo. Chungus keeping up with Neo within that 1 second, but Shoof is now falling a little bit off Brent there. Maybe just didn't get the exit he needed, and Steve is 3/10 behind there and has so much pace around here, as we already saw in qualifying. We'll be looking to make moves too. It's just finding, Massey, the opportunity to get past it. You've got to know exactly when you're going to get past, and somebody who knows exactly when they're going to get past is Mike here on Christoph. He goes round the outside, knows he's not going to make it, cuts the track. He knew he wasn't going to make that one, lets Christoph have the place back.
Yeah, good driving from Mike there. He knew I had a similar move like that in another race where you think you can make it, and once the door closes, you've just got to give it back. So yeah, good racing from Mike as usual.
Yeah, really good from Mike. I've noticed with Mike over commentating over him, he has very good racecraft, and Neo's in the barrier. That's Chungus who's gone through. Neo was into the barrier there at the exit of Casino, and that has put Chungus right into P1 and worked beautifully for him. I don't think Neo, yes he does, he has got a left end plate damage. We talked about this, Massey. We said that if there's any damage, it's going to be critical, and Speedy and Ramos are going side by side up the hill, and through Casino, and Speedy gets that move done. It was repeats of yesterday with Keneal. He had an absolutely beautiful side-by-side battle yesterday. I can't remember who it was, I apologise, but Keneal had a great battle there, and Speedy replicating that there on Ramos, and what a great move that was.
Yeah, these drivers showing that moves are there to be made. Mike's all over Christoph. I think he's going to try it into the chicane around the outside again. It just runs out of room.
It's such a tight, it's a good overtaking opportunity, but it's so tight as Anthem. Edgy, I think that was, just past Anthem in the swimming pool. What is going on, Division 2? You all rampant rabbits today.
Ooh,
wow,
Anthem's
wow.
missing both end plates.
So Anthem drops off and he comes into the pit. Steve all over the back of Shoof here. He's looking for any opportunity he can. Neo has stayed out there with his wing damage, maybe knowing that track position is crucial. Oh, Steve nearly losing it. A big save there from Steve. That bump, and if you get that in the wrong gear, that bump on the exit of that corner there in the Casino, it is absolutely critical, and it can really throw you into the barriers, as Keneal just says it was with Stubbsy. Yes, thank you very much, Keneal. It was a fantastic move that you did yesterday there in Speedy, trying to replicate that as we saw against Ramos there. But a very interesting early stages of this race already, Massey.
Yeah, Elite's just set a lap time that is just, I mean, he's on medium tyres with a full tank of fuel and he's in the mid-11s. I mean, we know he's fast, but he's taken 5 seconds out of Speedy and Ramos in a lap.
Wow.
I know they were battling, but that's 5 seconds in a lap.
Yeah.
So he's going to be on the back of them in the next few laps, it would seem. He's going to be probably driving quite angry, I imagine, after having an Alfa Romeo lagging across the front of his car.
Yeah, definitely so. As that Storm and Legends who come to the pits, I wonder if any of them have wing damage. But the person who definitely has wing damage there is Steve, who goes flying into the barrier at turn 1. So he's picked up end plate damage. Skeefy has got ahead of Kilbro, and that's a safety car as Elite has retired from the race.
Oh,
he's in the swimming pool. He's in the swimming pool chicane. That is a safety car. And one of our big runners of today is out of this race and has got damage there, terminal damage, and he is out down at the swimming pool chicane. So that now is a perfect stop for Chungus, Neil, Brent, all the soft runners to come in and get the mediums on.
Yeah, I mean, that safety car would have been perfect for Elite. It's just a shame he's the one that caused it. That would have been absolutely perfect for him because he'd have caught up. He would have clearly been in the mood to make some moves, but this track bites, and it bites hard. So you can have all the pace in the world, you get it wrong because you're right on the edge of every corner.
Chungus
pit.
Chungus pit. So does Neo. He'll come and get that wing damage fixed, and they're 4 seconds ahead. 11 seconds ahead apparently to Brent, so that is going to be crucial. But as you were saying, Massey, this track does bite, and it bites hard, but this is where we're going to see madness in the pits. Brent pits, Shoof pits, Steve pits, Skeefy pits, Kilbro stays out, Reckless comes into the pits, Edgy stays out too. So all those staying out now, the rest of them are all piling up into the pits now. Let's see what's going to happen and who comes out where, but Chungus keeps his lead currently with 0 laps, mediums, fresh mediums now, and Kilbro will now have that gap to the next car, which is going to be Neo now in 5th. So 3 cars now separate Chungus and Neo's closest rival this race.
Yeah, interesting that those 3 medium runners haven't pitted. I can understand why Christoph stayed out, being on the hard tyres. If you were Kilbro, Edgy or Island, would you go for the track position, or would you get rid of the mediums?
Personally, I'd keep the mediums. The mediums are absolutely unbelievable around here, Marcy, compared to the softs. Like the grip that those mediums actually have around here it's so noticeable. It's unbelievable. I'd keep them on because they can go Marcy all the way to lap 30. So lap 10 is not really the ideal strategy to take to come into pit off those compounds, but around that 30, 20, I think the window's like 28 to 30, and they can certainly go the distance, and all the safety car is doing is help them prolong that. And if there's another late safety car later on in the race, then that's certainly going to help them even more. And it's going to be interesting to see how these strategies certainly play out, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kilbro now obviously is he's now the leading pink Mercedes, or the only remaining pink Mercedes, now that we've lost the championship leader. This is now, I mean, if Legends is on those hard tyres, so he'll be going to the end and he'll have pace over the medium runners at the very end. This is a huge chance for Legends to really close the gap on Elite at the top of the table here.
Yeah.
I mean, after the first 3 or 4 races, everyone thought this was wrapped up, and it just shows that after a couple of races, it turns on its head.
Don't. Do you have to send me to Flashback City again every time? Isn't that what everybody said in Division 3 last season? And look what happened after Austria. Do you really have to go there, Matthew? God damn it.
I mean, it was good for me. Austria, flick of the switch, turning point.
Hashtag blame Crowding, who brake checked me with the safety car. Hashtag blame Crowding.
When one bottle job affects another bottle job.
Hey mate, I still made I made a fantastic move on you in Spa. That's all that counts in my head.
Yeah, you did. But I think the only thing that matters to me is who was holding that trophy at the end of the season.
I will say. You know what? I had the opportunity to punch you straight off the track in Abu Dhabi, and I really wanted to. You know, I really wanted to. I just wanted to. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I thought I was in 5 lappers.
I would not have blamed you. You'd have made me TikTok famous, so I wouldn't have blamed you.
Oh dear. Let's see if the safety car is going to come in this lap. I imagine it will do. Speedy and Ramos are not that far behind now at this pack. They'll definitely be on the back of the pack. There we go. Safety car in this lap, and Chungus is having a great day. He's going to back up the pack now. The two Williams in first and third. Good to see the Williams cars back up. Well, it actually isn't. It is for you, but it isn't for me. The Williams cars in first and third. The Racing Point in second. Island fourth and fifth with Neo and Beastie Legends. Let's see, when is Chungus going to go? Chungus goes, so let's see how this is going to go. I mean, this is also a track master where you could do a Bottas at Mugello and just take it all the way to the line, because the line and the first corner is a very short distance. So if you really wanted to, you could take that all the way.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a great restart from Chungus. He's got the jump on Kilbro, already a second gap. Edgy looks like he's dropped back. So the guys with the old medium runners didn't get the best of restarts, and Chungus has got a lovely buffer between him and the rest of the field now. If he can touch wood, keep it out of the barriers now, then he's got 3 cars between himself and Neo, and he's already pulled out nearly 2 seconds in the first half of a lap.
Steve and Mike side by side into the hotel hairpin. Let's see how this is going to go. Steve on the outside line, has the inside line now. Mike is keeping his car there, but doesn't manage to get that pulled off, and Steve gets ahead there of Mike. That was dangerous driving already. Wow, well, not dangerous, should I say. That's the wrong word. Well, it's a bit dangerous, because it could have everything's dangerous in Formula 1. You know what? I'm just going to stop talking, Massey. Wow.
Just looking Shoof.
Yeah.
Almost pushing Christoph round.
He literally is.
This does push him round nearly.
He literally does, and he's got the 2 Red Bulls. So it's an AlphaTauri 8th, and then the 2 Red Bulls 9th and 10th. So it's a Red Bull family there, and Christoph doesn't look like he gets it all right coming out the exit in turn 1, and Shoof on those medium compounded tyres is absolutely just trying to find any gap to get around. Look how slow Christoph is going through Casino. This could be an opportunity now for Shoof if he got the power perfectly there, but Christoph parks his car beautifully, and Anthem and Reckless, these two are battling now. Reckless falls down, Steve gets through too, and Steve is looking to try and find a gap, and there's a send there from Speedy. Speedy tries to send it down the inside of Reckless, and that puts the AlphaTauri side by side here. There's dangerous driving. Speedy on the outside line. Speedy goes down the outside line, gets that move on Mike, and that was a critical move for Speedy. You saw a gap as everyone was piling into the hairpin, and he just thought, you know what, I'm going to stick my car here. What are you going to do? And it worked beautifully for him. But Island and Neo, them two are battling up ahead, and I'm not too sure what happened there. I think Island may have just dropped off there, and Neo moves up into 4th place. But this is absolutely insane from Division 2 already. It's absolutely crazy, and Island comes into the pit, so he must have had wing damage and a little bit of a contact with the barrier.
Yeah, front right end play. I'm not sure if he's obviously hit the wall, so I'm not sure if there's contact between the two or whether he's just lost it on his own, but it's a real shame for Aaron's going to drop him right to the back. Shoof picks up a penalty. These penalties are starting to add up here.
Yeah, it is very, very difficult to keep it penalty free here in Monaco, especially with all the little curves they have. If Shoof gets a good exit here, which I think he is going to do so, might have a run here at Mike, but he just doesn't have, there's just not enough straight line speed, and there's just not enough straight distance to actually cover that one and try and get up alongside him into that corner. So we'll have to see what happens here, but the Red Bulls and the rest of the pack are all behind him waiting for a move here, but Christoph has fallen 6 seconds off Beastie Legends in 5th.
Yeah, Neo now is all over the back of Edgy. If he's going to try and make any impact on Chungus, he needs to try and make a move quickly, but unlike most tracks, easier said than
Mike
done.
And Speedy side by side, and a bit of contact between the two. Mike hits the barrier, and then Ramos hits him to keep him in a straight line. That was very nice there of Ramos to keep his fellow driver going there, but it's so tight on these tracks. It's so hard to go side by side, so if a person is trying to defend the move, which they have all the right to do by going around the outside line, you've got to get that absolutely precise.
Speedy missing half a wing. Oh, unlucky Speedy.
Thank you, by the way, Podium. I always forget about that. Shoof, though, he's right on the back here of Christoph. He's within 0.2 of a second. I mean, Christoph driving well. This is what I meant by pitting on lap 1. Nobody really is going to get past you as Mike Shoof there, tries to put the power down and nearly gets it all out of shape going through, going over that crest, and it's so difficult to get power down here in Monaco.
Yeah, there's a bit of a Christoph train. I say a bit of a Christoph train. There's a train all the way down to pretty much Ramos actually. So from Christoph right back to the guys that obviously had to pit again because of wing damage.
Ooh, that's
I think she's got Christoph.
Yes, he's going for it around the outside. A little bit of contact there between the two, and that's 2 end plate damages there for Christoph. One off the inside and one off the wall. Like I said, it's so tight to try and defend and make a move around here. You have to be precise, and that has caused Christoph 2 end plate damages there. So that is a big shame for him.
Yeah, it looked like Schuf was far enough alongside to have a go, and
Christoph is staying out there.
Is so... Oh yeah.
What?
That's going to be horrific to... Both end plates have gone. And now we're back in 2 minutes as my 2 little children are deciding they want to be commentators as well.
Ah, bring them in. No worries, buddy, no worries. Well, let's have a quick look here. Skeefy and Storm. All right, I'll mute Massey in the stream just in case, so that's all okay. Skeefy and Storm are right on the back of Christoph. Brent is also on the back of this pack. Anthem and Steve, these two are going side by side. Anthem on the inside line, Steve on the outside line. Anthem sticks his nose back in there. Let's see how this is going to go with the hotel hairpin. Anthem puts his car there, a little bit of contact. Steve puts his car back down the inside. Anthem trying to battle it around the outside line. Is Anthem going to come on top? No, he doesn't. Steve stays ahead. Great defense there by Steve once again. And once again, in Division 2, 2 seasons on the bounce, we're seeing moves trying to be made in the hotel hairpin, and it's been absolutely fantastic to see. Wow, oh wow, Edgy is starting to close on not his teammates, should I say, sorry, on Kilbro just ahead there. Kilbro's lagged out, in fact. So I'll have to get Massey to give him an invite once Massey gets back. But Anthem and Steve, these two battling side by side. Once again, Christoph comes into the pits, gets rid of those end plates. That launches Skeefy into some clean air, and he can finally get past as Edgy and Kilbro, these two side by side, and that's onto the boat. That's Neo getting through him there due to him being in AI. I forgot about that. He was in AI. Ramos all over the back of Mike in the AlphaTauri also. So let's see what is going to happen. Mr. Massey, I know you're back. Would you be able to give Mr. Kilbro an invite, please?
Yes, I'll do it now.
Thank you, good sir. Neo and Edgy side by side. Neo gets that move done, moves up into second place, and now it's an 11-second gap to Chungus in the lead. Can he bring that down? He certainly is going to need to see if he can make a challenge for this win. But we'll have to see. But Brent is looking to go down the inside. The Storm, he did a switch there, but doesn't. Backs out of that one, and maybe the smart decision there for Brent. But Brent is absolutely flying, trying to get places back on this moment. But Steve is right behind him too of Brent, and he's in the house, and he's looking to try and get past at any opportunity. But we'll have to see who can keep their end plates clean is the big question.
Steve getting a bit too close to Brent's rear end for comfort. Kilbro is back in now, so is he going to be able to take control before Legends gets to him? Because Legends will be hoping he can get to Kilbro before Kilbro takes back over his car.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial for Kilbro to get back in there, otherwise he's going to lose further position. Yeah, he has done it, but here comes Ramos down the inside, and Mike, let's see how this is going to go. The Haas versus the AlphaTauri, and the AlphaTauri stays ahead. Ramos tries to get the exit, and looks like he has got a decent exit, but not good enough. And Ramos has to wait for another opportunity to arise for him to take that position, but 3-second time penalty for Edgy there for multiple warnings. But what a lead Chungus has right now.
Yeah, Chungus, like I said, he had that buffer of those 3 cars, as I lose my intervals. He had that buffer of those 3 cars on the older tyres, and he's just put pedal to the metal, and yeah, he's just pulled out a lovely little gap.
That's the old flag, sector 3, and that's Kilbro. Kilbro with end plate damage there on the last corner of Raskas, and he's into the pits to get that change, so that is more places for the cars behind.
Yeah, after being disconnected and then rejoining and getting wing damage, that happened to me in a race where my wheel wasn't working after I came back into the game, and I just wonder if that's a glitch that Codemasters have introduced since their update.
Oh, I think that's team orders there from Skeefy and Storm. Storm gets the through on Skeefy, so maybe Storm just saying, you know, I've got a bit more pace here. Do you want to see what we can do and try and close that gap ahead? And it might work, we'll have to see, but that was definitely, from what I could see, team orders there from both Red Bulls.
Yeah, Storm looked like he had the pace.
Oh, Steve sends it down the inside of Brent. Down the inside he goes, and he gets that move done, moves up into 8th place, and then hits the barrier. No, he doesn't. He lags back.
Oh, he glitched into the barrier.
Yeah, he could, and I'm not too sure what happened there, but he got that move done there on Brent, and that was, he's been making some moves, has Steve, on his way back up. He certainly has.
He has been impressive, Steve. It's a shame, obviously, he's not had the best of races, but his qualifying performance is great, and he'll be looking now to attack those Red Bulls.
Yeah, he really is, and he's right behind now on Skeefy. I mean, look, he's literally pushing these two Red Bulls around. I mean, the Red Bull of Storm has really got a bit more pace than Skeefy. He's 1.4 seconds of Steve. Skeefy goes deep into Rascar. Steve may have saw that as an opportunity, but doesn't take it. Probably the smarter decision. Skeefy has fallen out of DRS already to Storm, so clearly those team orders were certainly the best idea, and Storm can definitely take those to the end, especially if he doesn't have any wing damage for the rest of the race. But we'll have to see what happens here with Storm and Skeefy. Look at Steve. He's not... I said Storm and Skeefy, didn't I? Storm, Mr. Steve, he's sending it down the inside again. Let's see what he's going to do. That's his third effort that he's made down there and made stick. He moves up into 7th place. Skeefy has the inside line again, but isn't able to get a rotation round to challenge him. Steve moves up another position, and he is flying here in Monaco.
He was. I just saw as well Ramos attempt a speedy or a Keneal, depending on which driver you follow, on Mike, but didn't quite pull it off. And then, of course, we just saw Steve, who seems like a man possessed.
Oh,
Steve's gone.
Steve's
Sorry,
out.
Steve.
Safety
car.
car.
What have I done?
Where is that?
That is at the exit of the swimming pool chicane. What's he done there,
Oh, I know exactly what he's done. He's lost the rear end. I've done this in practice. He's lost the rear end and gone straight into that area. And his wheel has fallen off. And that is our third safety car of this race.
I said he was a man possessed, but he's gone to meet the devil now.
He really has. It was a great drive from him. He was making moves left, right, and centre. But wow, oh wow, that is him now out of the race, and that was two, Massey, of our race contenders here, of Elite and Steve, out of this race.
Yeah, well, that's my race winner gone, Steve. So of course we've still got Chungus and Neo, who are my other picks for the podium. Up there, and they're looking solid out the front at the moment. Chungus has now got a 14-second lead, which is going to be slashed now. That's going to hurt him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably got a big enough gap to pit, actually, with the safety car, so...
Well, he stayed out there, so does
he stayed out,
Neo. Edgy might take advantage of this with those mediums. Yes, he does. He comes into the pit, so he takes advantage of those 19-lap mediums and takes advantage of the safety car, comes into the pits. So we'll have to see what he goes on. He might go on another set of mediums, actually. I think he will. Because if he started on the softs, then that would be the better strategy. Because the softs won't go to the end. No, in fact, he goes for the hards and a new wing. So I'll have to see what happens. Does Storm or Skeefy come in? I don't think if anybody has damage, I don't see anybody really coming in.
It's gonna work out really well for Edgy, because he's now going to find himself... Oh, is Skeefy going to get him? This is going to be close.
And he goes between the two, and no, he doesn't. Edgy splits the two Red Bulls, so that works beautifully for Edgy. And once again, that the ultimate strategy that he's decided to do there now has fresh hards, and we'll have to see what he's able to do in the next coming laps. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a good race for Williams so far. I mean, it was looking like a good race for sort of Racing Point and Renault early on, but Williams really showing some good pace. With Chungus, obviously, you've got to feel from a bit. It built up a 15-second lead over Neo. And now he finds himself, he's going to be nose to tail with his rival for the win. And Legends, Mr. Championship contender, now finds himself, or will find himself, just a second off the lead of this race once the safety car peels in. So, you know, like I said, safety cars, front wings, the barriers can flip this race in its head. Legends has kicked himself out of trouble and is now in third.
It certainly can. I'm just going to go back to screen and just have a look at the driver standings again and see what this means for the driver standings. So Legends in third place might, if he wins this race, will certainly overtake Elite. Elite being out of this race and won't get any points at all. So he can certainly close up. He'll have another opportunity like he did in Spain. He won Spain, if I remember correctly, last week. Am I right in saying, Massey?
Yeah, I think Elite. Oh no, that was race 4. Yeah, he won in Spain.
Yeah. So he closed that gap up on Elite, and he might get an opportunity to close it even further and take that fight to Elite here in Division 2. This is certainly proved to be costly possibly here now for Elite.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be. As we said at the start, Monaco could completely smash this championship race wide open. It's exactly what it's done. You've got a feel for Elite in a way because it looked like sounds like he was in the wars for pretty much every lap he was involved in. Had obviously a lagged out car that caused him some more wing damage, and then obviously lost it in the swimming pool. So it's he probably won't want to come back to Monaco.
Yeah,
He'll look at this one and think, let's move on to Baku.
definitely. So there's 27 people in here, and I want to see 27 predictions. What are your predictions of how this race is going to be? Let me know down in the chat. Let's see what you think these top 3 places are going to end like. But the safety car isn't in this lap, so the safety car staying out for another lap. But let's see what the viewers think this is going to end like. Matty, have you made any changes?
I think I'm going to stick with the order that I had after. Oh no, I think I had Chungus. Did I pick Steve for the win? I picked Steve for the win, didn't I?
You were.
So,
if I remember rightly, you were Steve. You were Steve Neo, and you didn't think Elite was going to finish. So yeah, I think Chungus was your
oops.
3rd place. And
Sorry, Elite. Yeah, I'm going to go. I think now that Neo can see Chungus, I think we could see Ascend at some point. So I'm going to go with Neo, Chungus, and I think Legends will. I think the top 3 will stay as they are. I think Legends has had too much of a clean race to really throw it away, and he's been too consistent. So I think he'll stay in 3rd. But I think Neo might get Chungus now that he can see his rival.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, Legends, people asking about maybe Legends might be doing it. What happened to Christoph? That's actually a good point. What did happen to Christoph?
I don't know.
He may have got wing damage under the safety car, and that could have hurt him even more. But he'll definitely catch up before the safety car gets back underway. But Chungus Neo has closed that gap now. Obviously, it was a 15-second gap cancelled out there by the safety car, so we'll have to see what happens. But this is going to be very, very interesting now. This is basically now a sprint to the end. I think the game gives us one more safety car, Matty. 4 safety cars you get per 50% race, as far as I know. So we'll have to see if we get another one. But the safety car is coming in this lap.
Yeah, we'll see if Chungus can get another good restart, but this time he'll have Neo behind him.
Yeah, he definitely
Both of these two got cracking starts last time.
Yeah, they do, and they both... Oh, 5-second time penalty for Speedy with a severe collision with Kilbro, and there goes Chungus, and I don't think he got the best of restarts. Neo right on the back of him here as they go now towards Casino. So let's see how this is going to go. Speedy comes into the pits to get that damaged wing changed, but BST Legends on those hard compound tyres will be looking to make some moves. He's in 3rd place right now, so this is looking very nice for Legends. He's hoping those 2 medium runners up ahead of him, those tyres start to wear.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Neo, I said, bit between his teeth, hounding the back of that Williams now. This is going to be a barnstorming finish. I mean, there's still 14, 15 laps to go in this race, and we still don't know who's going to be there on the podium at the end. I mean, Storm himself, I think he's made quite a few positions. He's for 5th, and Edgy up in 6th place now thanks to that safety car all over the back of Storm.
Yeah, Storm though, he's kept his nose clean so far, I've noticed, and he's just drove his own race and not let anything around him happen. But one thing I have noticed up ahead though, Chungus is absolutely burning through his ERS here to try and get away from Neo, and Neo is still within that second, but they've already pulled out a 2.2 second gap to Legends on those hard compound tyres, so those hards are clearly not up to scratch at this moment in time to keep up with those medium runners.
Yeah, it'll take a few laps to warm up, but as we get towards the end of this race, that's going to be the tyre to be on. So the likes of Legends, I mean, Edgy is in a cracking position if he can make any moves with those 4-lap old hards once they get to temperature.
Yeah, he definitely can. Ramos is all over the back of Mike here in the Haas 2. He's got 2 tenths to Mike. He's on those medium compound tyres. So the mediums, once again, just proving to be the fastest tyre around here. That's for sure. and those hards are just not able to keep up with him.
Skeefy, huge luck up there into the hairpin. That was nearly curtains for Ski back. But keeps it going. Still in 7th place. Good turnaround for the Red Bulls, because in the qualifying was a bit worse than what their race is showing.
Yeah, definitely so. Shoot in 4th place is all over the back of Legend still. Storm is fluctuating in between. Oh, that's a yellow flag. And who is that? That's a red car. I think that's of Christoph. And Christoph having an instant there down at the last chicane. Not too sure if he's got damage. It doesn't look like he has on that car. DRS has now been enabled. Shoot is right on the back of BCT Legends. He's got 3 temps, and that's Reckless who's gone. Reckless now, he's into the barriers, and he's going to have to do like a 4-point turn here to try and get round, as he's got big wing damage on the last corner as well. So he's got to do an entire lap now just to get back into the pit. So that is the worst place out of everywhere to lose your front wing.
Yeah, full lap now. That's going to be painful to drive. We saw the Ferrari before driving a full lap and a half with no end plates.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunate for Reckless. McLaren's not having the best of races. Speedy sets the fastest lap on some fresh softs.
Yeah, 11.5 there for Speedy, trying to take that point away from somebody else. So I think the last person was Elite on those mediums, so he's managed to just top that one.
Fastest lap.
Yeah, I think it was from Elite, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Elite. Chungus has currently got the fastest lap in the top 10, so he'll be wanting to get that back, but obviously with Speedy on fresh softs, that's probably quite unlikely.
Yeah, Mike gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Is that Island who's gone? Oh, no it wasn't, sorry, it's Mike who's coming to the pits off those hards. Does he have wing damage? Do I see a new wing? Yes, I do see a new front wing. So wing damage there for him. Edgy is all over the back there of Storm too. Like, he's really on the back of Storm trying to make some moves, but we'll have to see what happens. What happened to Elite and Steve? They both crashed out, buddy. Elite crashed out at the swimming pool chicane, and Steve crashed out, if I remember rightly. Steve, where did Steve crash out, Massey? Do you remember?
Steve, was he the one that lost it on the exit of the chicane and found himself towards the right-hand side of the track?
Yeah, literally where Storm and Edgy are approaching now. On the exit of the chicane, lost it, binned it, safety car.
Yeah, we've our predictions haven't gone down too well, because our winners have both crashed.
No, my winner was Neo. My winner was Neo.
Oh, okay,
so
sorry.
Neo's still in the running. He's still in the, this is where he boots into turn 1, gone. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, Edgy having a look at Storm.
He's right on the back of him, he really is. Those fresh hards have started to come alive now compared to Storm's 20 lap old hards. But Storm, as always, like we expect here in Monaco, track position is key, and it is very hard to overtake round here, and we'll have to see if Edgy is able to get a move done.
Yeah, I mean, Storm's, he'll love us for saying this, but he's old enough, he's wise enough. The grandpa of ERN, he'll know exactly where to place his car around Monaco.
Grandpa? He's older than that, isn't he? Great-grandpa more like, bloody hell. He always has to find his dentures before he comes on to this one, Tom. That's me sacked.
When you all wake up in the morning, you see that Dame Zero and ERN Massey are no longer part of the Discord. You know why?
Yes, that is for sure. Ladies, it's been a pleasure. Oh dear. We'll have to buy him a Zimmer frame for Christmas. That's what we'll have to do. We'll have to do something, Massey. We'll have to go out to Sweden and give it him.
We'll get a cheap one from IKEA.
IKEA? That's a bit expensive, that, isn't it? You could easily go down the charity shop and get one for £2. He's not worth that much. Come on, man. Pursuit is right on the back here of BCT Legends. He's still trying to look at third place Legends and Shoot. Both have time penalties, so that will be interesting to see if they can get some moves done on each other. Especially Shoot will be wanting to maybe have a look at that third place. We'll have to see, but Edgy once again all over the back of Storm.
Yeah, if Edgy's going to get that 5th place, he needs to get the move done now, because he's got to gain I mean, I've not checked what the time penalties are as to how many penalties they've got, but he's going to need to pull at least a 3-second gap if he's got 1 penalty on Storm.
Yeah.
Otherwise he might as well just stay behind him.
Well, he currently does have a 3.7 second gap, so he does have that gap currently. But we'll have to see how it's going to work out. Storm is looking just a little bit slow on those hard compound tyres. But, ooh, reckless for tyres. And is that in the pits? Yes, it is.
Can never tell because the pit lane is so close to the,
Yeah,
where the
yeah.
other side of the track is.
It looks like the final corner where the yellow flag is, so that's why I was there like,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh. But Shoof still looking to put pressure here, Massey, on Legends, and I mean putting pressure on him. I mean, ooh! He tries to put the power
that's not
down,
gonna
nearly
help.
puts it into the barriers, and he was literally pushing him around that corner as he tried to get the exit to maybe try and challenge to turn one. Nearly loses it, but Edgy is right on the back of Storm also. Like, it's so close between some drivers right now.
Oh yeah, Edgy was pushing Storm around turn one. This is, I mean, Storm's under so much pressure, but driving like I don't know what. Brilliant drive from these two. Great racing, and oh yeah, it's so tight.
It really, really is. We've seen some spectacular moves here, Massey, by the way, in Division 2. It's been crazy considering it's Monaco and it is a really difficult track to overtake on. Some of them haven't been too scared to maybe try and make some attempts, and it's been successful so far. But Edgy, look how close Edgy is now to Storm. He's using his ERS. Is he going to have a look here into the chicane? No, he doesn't. Storm covers off that inside line, and probably a smart thing to do.
Yeah, great drive from Storm again. He knows exactly where to put his car. If you plonk it in the middle, you ain't getting past. You need to be on the rear wing through the tunnel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so hard to make a pass there. It seems like the more favoured place for a few drivers is the Keneal and Speedy corner on the left-hander up the hill.
Or if you're
Sector 1.
Steve, the hotel hairpin.
If you're Steve, any corner really.
Yeah, pretty much. pretty much if you're Steve, it's any corner. But Edgy is getting so close to Storm at the end of turn one every single time. He's just not close enough, and it's horrible to say that because it's just, you just can't, there's not enough width to go there.
Storm just gone over a bit of front wing. We've seen how I think it was someone get a puncture. Was it? It was recoil, wasn't it? Spain after just a bit of touch from a front wing. So hopefully that's not going to affect Storm as he clipped that front wing end plate that was somebody's rudely left lying around.
Yeah, but Shoof. Oh, here comes Shoof. He's right on the back there of Legends. And he nearly went for a move. Edgy might go for a move here. Let's have a look how he goes. Oh, no, he doesn't. And there's a yellow flag, sector 2. And who is that? I think that's Speedy trying to get out of the way of the blue flags. We'll have to see. Yes, he does.
Steefy.
Oh, he does.
I didn't see.
Brent does get
Oh, I thought Edgy was going to send it then. That looks really close. That's the closest he's been. But at least he knows now what he needs to do. He needs to be right on that Red Bull rear end.
Oh, he really is.
Tunnel.
This might be it. Now, if he can get the power down, which he struggles to do, but this might be it now. Storm tries to hold off the inside line. Edgy is going to go around the outside line, but the barrier sticks out, and there's end plate damage. The barrier sticks out there, so he had all the right to go down that outside, but you've got to be wary of your track position, and the issue is that barrier. That's what happened to me last season, Massey. Off the start with Fragstar, I ended up in that little barrier that kinks out, and I got wing damage right off the start. You've got to be so careful as Mike retires in the pits. You've got to be so careful of that barrier just sticking out ever so slightly.
Yeah, it's really unfortunately played, but I guess that's what happens with a street circuit. But Edgy's not letting Storm go. He's still right there. We'll see if he. He's not close enough at this stage though. It seems that battle may well peter out now between Edgy and Storm.
Yeah, it is absolutely going to be interesting to see what Edgy's pace is going to be like. Look at him, he's struggling to turn the car there as he enters the swimming pool chicane. So that end plate damage is certainly affecting him massively here, and he might just fall off. I mean, if I was Edgy, I'd try and go round and round, try and use that end plate damage and just stick with it for track position. But we'll have to see if he's able to do so. I mean, he's going to look here at another attempt to Storm. Oh, and he cuts the corner, ends up in the barrier, loses another end plate, and I think that was a bit of a dangerous choice to do there by Edgy. Nearly ends up in the barrier and does end up in the barrier, nearly ends up DNF in there. And that is now 2 end plate damages there for Edgy, and a bit of a send, I think, and a bit of an uncontrollable send there on Storm.
Yeah, he's thrown away points there. That was a little bit It just looked like he got a bit impatient behind Storm. Obviously, he'd already attempted the move, and it didn't come off. Yeah, I think he was just getting impatient, and he's made a mistake, and that's cost him points now. Unfortunately, he's had some really good races edge of this season, but he's just had a bit of bad luck or some bad decisions, points in the races, which have affected him, and that's unfortunately another one for the Williams driver, which is sad for me because they were my beloved team last season. But I'm sure it will come good for Edgy because he has had some good drives. It's just not got the points or the rate results to show for it yet.
Yeah. I think it's just patience as well. It's especially around the track ground here. You've just got to remember where those opportunities are going to come. I mean, the opportunity that he had with Storm the previous lap definitely was an opportunity. I've maybe just forgot about the barrier sticking out a little bit. Because it does stick out going into turn one. I mean, it's a silly place to stick out, I admit that, but there's nothing really we can do about that one, and that's what caused him the first end plate damage. And then the second one was definitely a big uncontrollable dive bomb into turn one, and it cost him another end plate there, and as he retires in the pit. So that is all over for Wedgie.
Yeah, I think the old fossil Mr. Storm probably saw that one coming. As a good old Brundle would say, it was a day late and a dollar short. So any Brundle bingo fans, stamp that one off.
Yeah.
But as Storm gets a breather from one driver, he's now got Brent hunting him down for the last few laps. So it doesn't get any easier for you, David. You've now got a yellow banana after you.
Yep, he's on the move, but another person who is still trying to get a move done is Shoof in 4th place, 5/10 off the back of Beastie Legends in DRS, and he's just looking to try and get past. But another person who's looking to try and get past is Kilbro further back on Ramos, and Christoph is involved in this also. So here for the last points of this race, the 9th, 10th and 11th, all battling away here for the final points.
One thing I have noticed as well is Neo has got the gap down to Chungus down, and Chungus has a penalty. So all Neo needs to do... Sorry, what's happening?
Kilbro nearly went into the back of Ramos, and he's right all over the back of him as they end up the hill. He was so close. Oh, he's looking for the outside of Casino! He's made that move done! Oh my god!
Oh, Ferrari! Ferrari's hit the Haas.
The Ferrari hits the Haas, but Kilbro got it out round the outside through the smallest of gaps. Did Kilbro, and what a move that was. He saw that gap, and that's a safety car, and then Aussie Island retires from the race.
Oh, this shakes things up again with the penalties, and Neo's pitting. That's a smart move from Neo because he's probably got the gap.
He's got the gap.
Has he got wing damage? Does that affect him?
He definitely has the gap, but I still can't get over that move from Kilbro. I'm sorry, Massey. Did you see that, by the way?
Oh yeah, sorry. I saw the move and was about to go, what a move, and then I just saw the Ferrari come steaming into the back of the Haas. Yeah, what a move from Kilbro that was. I mean, we've now seen 3 similar moves like that, I guess.
Gibby, I
Pick
see,
your
I
favourite
see,
one.
I see you in the chat here, Gibby, and you've definitely, from last season with your move down at the Hotel Hairpin, and you've definitely inspired these Division 2 guys from last season to do it this season, and boy, are they going for it. Wow.
Oh, so I remember
wow.
Gibby in the McLaren, the move maker around Monaco last season. There was he rewrote
20-second time penalty for Kilbro for speeding under the safety car. A 20-second time penalty.
Of course, he's not. It's because he can't serve his drive-through. There's not enough time, so they immediately give him a 20-second. Oh, that is
20 seconds.
Cheers, Codemasters.
Did it give him another one?
Probably.
Did it? I don't want to check the penalties on stream. Can you just check if Kilbro got another one then? Because it said mine did.
It just says DT on mine, so I'm guessing that's why they give him 20 seconds. But yeah, I mean, speed under the safety car probably gains you a second.
Brent lost it
but
under
the
the
game
safety
goes.
car.
Oh.
But the safety car is in. Let me just see how Chungus gets off at the restart. Neo, right behind Legends, is going to be looking with those grippier tyres. He's only got 2 laps to do it though, Massey. So he really needs to get a shift on here on those soft compounds. Oh
Yeah, he
my god,
certainly
look at the
does.
exit he's got already. And he's looking left and right. He makes contact with Legends. Legends is into the barrier, loses an end plate, and then he crashes into him again. And that is a big, big shame there. I don't know if Neo may have got end plate damage from that. Legends tries to cover him off. Neo sends it down the inside here as they make contact with each other and gets that move done. But that certainly cost Legends an end plate there.
Can't see any damage, but obviously, I'm trying to see his car. Certainly struggling around the corners. But yeah, Neo had to get that done because all of a sudden he came out of the pits behind Legends, and Chungus was going to try and build that 3-second gap.
Yeah, Legends definitely has left end plate damage and has now got Shoot all
such a shame.
over the back of him there. So we'll have to see if Shoot is able to get that move done. I haven't got the safety car. Something I always forget is having the safety car layover and take that off. I always forget about that. But Neo, now within a second of Chungus on those soft compound tyres, this is going to be interesting to see if that could have been, as you say, a critical move in the race to take that pit stop, and maybe on the final lap of the race is able to make a move there on Chungus up ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a certain person in 5th place, and I'm not going to name his name because it's the last lap, but he is looking at a podium. He's staring at a podium.
We'll have to see. Shoof is
but I'm not
right.
gonna name him.
He's right on the back here, Shoof, for BCT Legends, and Neo is right on the back of Chungus. I imagine Neo will take it because he hasn't got a penalty this race, which is also a fantastic drive, but he will certainly be getting looked at by the stewards for that incident with BCT Legends earlier on. Is he going to make a move here on Chungus? I don't think he's going to make that move there.
Yeah, it's been a cracking drive from Chungus up front. It almost feels wrong that he finds himself just 2 tenths ahead after building up that 15-second lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a cracking drive.
Oh, that's a yellow flag. Who's
I
that?
had a heart attack then.
I think that's Speedy. I think that was Speedy. But here comes Chungus and Neo coming round the final corner. This is going to be a sprint to the finish. Chungus will cross the line in P1. Neo in P2 will finish first. So it's Neo, Chungus, Legends cross the line in 3rd, and Shoop in 4th. But Storm takes his first podium of the season, and he takes P3. A fantastic drive for Storm. The old pensioner is back on top in Division 2, and he is back on the podium places. Is ERN Storm, and he has finally can get his Zimmer frame out and get onto that podium. Wow, oh wow, it follows from Storm as Legends, Skeefy, Shoof, Anthem, Brent, Christoph, Ramos in the top 10, Kilbro and Speedy outside of the top 10 there. But what a drive and what a fun Monaco race we had here today.
So entertaining. So pleased for the old fossil to get up there. The Swedish superstar. David Storm. He's got his crutches out. Like you said, he's got his Zimmer frame. He's crawled over the line. He's got himself a podium. He can celebrate. He can sit down with his Horlicks. I'm getting fired in the morning. I've just noticed as well, Nightbot being a killjoy in the chat. Speedy congratulating Storm and then getting told off by Nightbot for spamming. Good old Nightbot.
Nightbot's he's always on a rampage as Nightbot. He always is.
Yeah.
Wow, oh wow. And that is Neo, Chungus and Storm in the top 3. We'll do a quick rundown, ladies and gentlemen, and then we will go to who we think driver of the day is. Neo on top of the podium, followed by Chungus in 2nd place. Then Storm rounding up the top 3 with his first podium of the season. Outside of the top 3 is as follows. It's Legends, Skeefy, Shoof, Anthem, Brent, Christoph and Ramos. Outside of the top 10 is as follows. Kilbro, Speedy, Island, Edgy, Mike, Reckless, Steve, Elite and Sissy Bros. Only 12 drivers finished this race. Massey, who is your driver of the day?
I mean, for me, it was a toss-up between Storm and Legends and Chungus. But you've got to give it to Storm. No penalties. Started P9 on the grid. Has come away with a podium. He's been doubting his own pace for the last couple of races. I think he's gone to... he's taken ABS off as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so he's trying a few new things, and he's come away with a podium at arguably one of the toughest tracks on the calendar. So, yeah, you doubt yourself, and then you get a result like this, and it just gives you a second win. So hopefully, it pushes him on, and he can start regaining some of his form again.
Yeah, I completely agree. Storm definitely gets my driver of the day. Also, shall we get some guys in for an interview? Should we get the pensioner in for definite? I think I think he needs to find his dentures though first, so we'll give him a couple of minutes.
Invite to party.
Who else should we get in? Should we get Neo and Chungus in too? Should we get them all in?
Why not?
What time are we on? Well, I've just gone past 9. No worries, that's fine. Alright, there's Storm.
Hello.
Hello there, sir. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm good. Have you got your dentures in? Because you're definitely going to need to talk for this one, good sir. You definitely are. We'll start with you, Storm, because you're the first one in here. A good, solid drive today. Your person who's been doubting his own pace over the past couple of weeks and finally get back in on that podium. How do you feel after that race, good sir?
Yeah. I got wing damage. First of all, it was 3.5 tenths up on my last try in qualifying, which would have put me like P5. But yeah, I went too deep in the last chicane, and yeah. But yeah, got wing damage on my last lap on the softs. Then I was just yeah, no damage or no mistakes on the hards, and did a long stint, and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant work. I mean, we've got to say, Storm, that highly likely you're sacking me and Massey tonight, or tomorrow when you rewatch the stream.
Just don't listen to it back.
Yeah, you don't need to. You can listen to it on mute. Yeah, Storm. Just don't need to hear any commentary about that. We hope I hope the podium steps weren't too bad. Zimmer frame probably helped to get him up there. But once again, a fantastic drive, Storm. Are you looking forward to Baku next?
Well, everything is better than Monaco. And also, I need to go back and look at the first corner incident. I really felt I was there. It was too late to back out. Felt like I was far up on him. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see what. There's definitely going to be some clips for the stewards coming in for Division 2. Storm, you were mine and Massey's driver of the day for a very composed drive. So congratulations again on third place there, good sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Who else we got in here? We got Neo in here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello there, Neo. How are we, good sir?
Kind of good and kind of bad.
Yeah, I can imagine you'll probably understand what questions I'm going to ask. Once again, I'll start off by congratulations on the victory so far. Getting that on penalties from Chungus, a very, very smart decision, I think, to pit for those soft compound tires before on the last safety car there before the end of the race, but also a little bit of contact with Legends as you try to find some space to get past him and caused him some wing damage there. Let me know your thoughts, good sir.
Yeah, I just got the run on him and I misjudged a little bit. If he got any damage from it, that's completely my fault. I'm sorry to him. I just had the run on him and, well, old softs versus old hards. It's just too big of a difference.
Yeah, you definitely had the pace coming out of turn one, that is for sure. We did catch it on stream. I think Legends, if I remember rightly, he did get front left end plate damage off that one. But you were in the top 3 and quite consistently, actually, with your main rivals from getting pole position too by 0.02 of a second. From Elite, and then Elite and Steve both dropping out of the race too, so that must have put a little bit of pressure off your shoulders once them two were eliminated from the race.
Well, let me tell you now, I was shaking by adrenaline after that qualifying. Literally, my hand was non-stop shaking.
Mate, it was a very, very close qualifying. 0.02 of a second separated you two. It was literally the slightest mistake off Elite had cost him that pole position. So it was yours to take, and you certainly took that opportunity and took that pole position, which ultimately helped you get this win of the race.
I guess I should be happy with it, but not happy that I made the same mistake as last season, like sliding into the wall of Casino. It's just I need to learn that corner.
Yeah. It isn't a nice track. It's one of those where it does bite back hard, as some drivers found out today. But at the end of the day, you've got that first place. Some things might go to stewards, but we don't know yet. But we'll have to see. But it's still a big amount of points, even if you finish inside of that top 3. It's still a huge amount of points for you today.
Yeah, I guess if there's any decisions, I'll accept it. I kind of regret that move, but I couldn't wait. The Changos is getting away.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was kind of a move that it was like do or not. It's now or never, pretty much. On that opportunity. I understand why you looked for it, but we'll have to see what happens. Massey, any questions to either Storm or Neil from yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask about that qualifying lap in from Neil when he beat a late, but you covered it. The other thing I was going to mention was when Edgy found centre on your Storm. Were you expecting that? Did you just sort of back off and let him drive into the wall, or I bet your ticker was going?
Man, I was on middle of the racing line, and all of a sudden I saw the arrows went red to my left, and the wall got out there, and I'm not moving from the racing line because he does a late dive. So well, he hit me a bit, and the wall probably got wing damage. Then on the next lap, I'm not sure what he was trying to do because it didn't feel like he was braking. He was just cutting the corner into the wall. So
yeah, it was that second one that I meant. He just sort of, we saw it on stream, and
yeah, but he
maybe got brake failure.
destroyed his wing the lap before.
Yeah. He had front left end plate damage because that barrier where you two tried to go, where he tried to stick his nose in. That barrier sticks out a little bit, doesn't it? So that's where he hit.
No room for a Formula 1 car to the left if I'm on the racing line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see what happens. There's definitely going to be a lot of clips for the stewards today. Storm, Neil, thank you very much for coming in for the interview today. Congratulations to you both on your podium and your victories. I hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you all next week for, not next week, in fact, 2 weeks for Baku, because we're having a week break now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
So yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks for Baku. So I hope you two get your practice in and maybe get back on those podium places in Baku. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to wrap it up for us here at European Race Night Division 2. It's been an outstanding Monaco race here today. It's been absolutely insane. Fantastic moves being made up and down the field as we saw. It was absolutely insane. But we'll be back tomorrow for Division 3 at 7:30 and Division 4 on Wednesday at 7:30. And then we'll see you in 2 weeks for Baku. But I've been Dame Zero, your lead commentator for this evening, alongside me, Mr. ERN Massey.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks everyone for watching. And I just want to say as well, massive thank you to all the drivers who've supported Minaj throughout this race. We saw the black helmets, we saw the number 78s. Obviously, Dame said it at the start. Thoughts and prayers with you, buddy. Yeah, may you rest in peace.
Yeah, as always, Minaj, we'll be glad to see you when you get back, and we'll all be here for you. If you ever need anything, make sure you reach out to us. We'll try and do our best to see what we can do for you. But that is going to wrap it up for European Race Night. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye-bye from all of us here.